right to the phone lines this morning because on the line with us is a wonderful guest that we welcome each month from IUP Lively Arts, and it's good to have Kristen back on the line with us once more. Kristen Koehler from IUP Lively Arts. Kristen, good morning to you.
Good morning.
It's good to have you with us. Our conversation is brought to you by Marcus & Mack, voted best personal injury law firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Kristen, I'm guessing that this time of the year, particularly February, as we get toward the end of the month, is a really, really busy time on the schedule for Lively Arts at IUP.
Oh, it's packed. It's packed right now, especially, well, everybody has a lot going on, but a ton of events happening, recitals and so forth in the music department. So, and some concerts as well. I'm excited to share what's coming up.
Wonderful. Well, let's start. What's the first event you want to highlight today?
Well, let me mention our Ovations events that are going to be happening, between now and next month that I come on. We just got finished with a couple of events that went over quite well. We had the Reduced Shakespeare Company and the Queen's Cartoonist. The next event that we have coming up is the Mystical Arts of Tibet. And this is basically a week-long residency that we have with, they are monks from the Drepung Losling Monastery. And they come to campus for IUP, and they do a sand painting. They paint with each grain of sand colored and create a beautiful painting by the end of the week. Mm-hmm. And they are also bringing a photo exhibit that will be shown at the University Museum. So the sand painting is open to the public. We are finalizing a location currently on that, and that will be up on the website by the end of the week where that location will be. But the performance itself, the evening performance, will be happening on Friday, March 24th at 7:30 p.m., and that'll be taking place in Fisher Auditorium. Mm-hmm. But there will be an opening ceremony and a closing ceremony that are free and will be in the same location that the sand painting will be. But again, that'll be finalized by the end of this week. Okay. So that's what we have for Ovations. For some of the events that we have coming up for the departments, why don't I mention, there's several recitals, as I said. There's, in fact, even one tonight. The piano area recital is tonight, and this is free and open to the public, and that's in Gorel. And Dr. Stanley Chapitis and the IUP faculty, string faculty, are doing a quartet concert, and that is on the 28th, and that's in Gorel, and that's free. Mm-hmm. One of the events that we have coming up that I think people would be interested to hear more about is also through the Theater by the Grove. They're doing a partnership with the Pittsburgh Playwrights Theater, and they're doing a performance of 9 Days in the Sun, and that's a play by Mark Clayton Southards, who is I believe he's the artistic director from Pittsburgh Playwrights Theater. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of an interesting idea. If you'll allow me just to read a little bit here, the description of the play is, what if dark skin were the desired tone and the beige, pinkish color we call white was a liability? A terroristic attack has pushed the Earth closer to the sun and depleted its ozone mantle. 9 Days in the Sun takes the audience to a world where the racial balance has shifted, and as a result, the social order in America has turned upside down. So I think that sounds like a really interesting concept for a production, and that is happening on March 3rd. There's several performances. Tickets mm-hmm. are $15, $12, and $10, and I think it's going to be a great production. They're bringing in an outside director for that, and it is March 2nd through the 4th at 7:30 p.m. and March 5th at 2 p.m.
And they're at Waller, right?
Yes, and that's in Waller Hall, exactly. So those are a few highlights of things that are going on.
Yeah, I'm just I'm looking at the number of different musical events. We know that there's so much talent at IUP, and for students and faculty as well to get the chance to perform for folks is something that we really should take advantage of to be more than just entertained. I mean, maybe even be a little bit amazed by what's happening at IUP in the music department.
Well, I think when people see that an event is free, sometimes they equate free with, maybe something that if I have to pay a lot of money for something, then that must mean it's really good. Well, it's not necessarily that way. And some of these events that we have that are free, they're just amazing evenings of entertainment. It's not just a free concert. It's something that you might have to drive to Pittsburgh to see otherwise.
Yeah.
These are young artists in training. So I think we're really fortunate in Indiana, all the amazing activities that we have going on campus that are open to the public. And, we have a lot of students that have been coming out to productions. I think we're fortunate to have such a neat mix of people at our events.
Here's one of those events, the IUP Symphony Orchestra concert that's happening on March the 2nd at 7:30 at Cogswell. That's a very intimate environment to hear the IUP Symphony Orchestra.
Definitely is. We're in the process of finalizing a couple performances. There was one that I wanted to mention that we had some changes for. We have, I believe that's the one that was changed that hasn't been updated on the website yet. But I believe that was changed to, yes, it was, to Calvary Presbyterian Church.
Well, there you
go. So that's going to be happening the Thursday, March 2nd. And that's going to feature it's an open dress rehearsal, and it's going to give on the Thursday, March 2nd. It's an open dress rehearsal with time for the audience to ask questions and hear from the composer and the soloist, Dr. Kristen Koehler, about they're doing a world premiere on the following evening of a new piece for organ and orchestra. So the soloist will be there and the composer will be there as well.
Nice, very
but
nice.
The following night at Calvary is at 7:30 p.m. Friday, March 3rd, is going to present the actual concert. And I think that's going to be wonderful as well.
Yeah.
Initially, there were some changes made, so that was just finalized recently.
What else would you like to highlight today, Kristen?
Well, let's see here. Later in the semester, we will have Heidi Schreck, who is a Tony Award winning or Tony Award nominated playwright and actor, Heidi Schreck, and she'll discuss her journey from teen debate champion to Broadway sensation. And the event that we'll be discussing is what the Constitution means to me. That's what the name of her play was that ran on Broadway and received several Tony nominations. So I think that's an especially interesting question to ask at this time, and it'll be interesting to hear from her and get a look behind the scenes of somebody who's working professionally now, but also to have the opportunity to discuss such an interesting issue in our time.
Yeah. When is that again?
That is happening on Thursday, April 20th at 7:30 p.m., and that's in Burrell Recital Hall.
Wonderful. And I'm looking at the various schedules. There are just so many things happening. Kristen, for folks who want to learn what's the next thing coming or they want to plan ahead for something, what's the best way to do that?
The best way to do that is to go to our website, iup.edu/livelyarts, and then click on the events calendar at the top of the page.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little pull down, a little down arrow, and then click on events calendar. And the calendar will give them both events that are free and some events that are ticketed. Just click on the event to get more information, and it will give you links to purchase tickets from the events calendar.
All right. Wonderful plan. We appreciate so much your visit with us this morning, Kristen.
Well, thank you so much for having me on.
Have a wonderful day today.
You do the same.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS